Rolling up those shorts, man. The John Stockton look is back.
Wow, that's short.
Alex Chu and Trevin Dorius come to midcourt for your opening tip-off, and it is controlled by the Aggies. Last game, by the way, against Westminster was the first time all year Utah State had lost the opening tip.
Westminster won the tip. They can feel good about that.
Max Shulga draws an early foul, swinging through, and Steven Verplanken gets the foul. Verplanken, really elite three-point shooter. We'll talk more about him throughout the broadcast, I'm sure. Max Shulga works to the left side, looking for Dorius. Dorius then kicks it back out. Pump fake, driving, back to Bairstow. Bairstow will drive. Bairstow, floater from 8 feet out, gets it to go right in the middle of the lane. Quickly down the court, KJ Cunningham leaves it left to Kohler, then to Chu. Back up top to Cunningham. Cunningham then slings it left to Kohler, trying to drive up against Dorius. Misses a shot, gets his own rebound, and then is able to get the follow-up. We're tied up at 2 apiece. Going right up into the body of Trevin Dorius on that drive. Swing it left to Shulga, or right to Shulga, then to Bairstow. Bairstow coming around the left angle. Cut off, still working down in the post, has good positioning. The fadeaway jumper is a little short, and Utah State gives it right back to Weber State. Looks like he made that shot look a little bit more difficult than it needed to be.
Yeah, Bairstow took the same shot twice. The second time he faded away, always a lot harder.
Offensive foul on the other end will go against Weber State. Weber State already with 2 quick fouls to start this game. We're all tied up at 2 apiece, a minute 10 into the game.
We've seen throughout this season a lot of those offensive fouls where the guard hands it off to the other guard, but he doesn't plant his feet. And that was a new call that came out a couple years ago. If there's any kind of contact, he's called for an illegal block or illegal screen.
Ashworth crossing the timeline, picked up by Cunningham. Up top, center circle, looking for a screen from Dorius. Instead goes right, floats it back to Shulga. Shulga driving baseline. Double team, slips it to Bairstow, gets the end one. Beautiful pass, beautiful finish, and the Aggies have a chance for a 3-point play.
Good job by Max getting in the lane and being patient enough to allow the defense to kind of suck out to guys, and then Bairstow cutting baseline and getting that.
Sean Bairstow with the free throw coming up, trying to give the Aggies a 3-point lead, and it's good. It's been a bit of a up and down year for Sean Bairstow from the free throw line, but he's able to get that one to go. Now 6 of 13 from the free throw line this year. Cunningham gets the elbow, cut off by Bairstow, leaves it back up top to Kohler. Kohler then swings it to Dylan Jones. Jones driving against Funk, but blocked from behind, and Trevin Dorius gets the block. Aggies in transition. Bairstow for 3. Yes, sir! Sean Bairstow with an early 6, and the Aggies up 8-2.
Oh, great start by Sean, and you saw him set his feet, and he got his legs into that one, and it wasn't flat at all. Really good job by him.
Cunningham leaves it for Chu on the left wing. 3-point line extended. Finally, he's able to dish to Verplanken. He'll take the long contested shot. No good. Dorius Skies pulls down the rebound, and here come the Aggies. Bairstow swinging across court to Funk. Funk into the lane. Leaves it back for Ashworth. Ashworth driving base. Underneath the own basket. Kind of a search dribble, looking for somebody to clear. Finally leaves it for Bairstow. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Bairstow gets a nice screen from Dorius. Gets to the free throw line. Rises and airballs it. Thought it was hit. Bairstow doesn't airball a lot. The officials are saying no. That's just an old-fashioned airball, and it's going to go back to Weber State. Officials aren't hearing it.
Yeah, no, I couldn't tell.
Could not either.
It did not give a replay.
So, missed shot for Sean Bairstow. And here comes Weber State. Aggies up 8-2. Nearly 3 minutes into the first half. Coming around the screen is Cunningham. Cunningham lost the handle and gives it up. Funk, one-on-one by himself. Rolls down the one-handed hammer. Air Funk, let's go. 10-2, Utah State up by 8.
That ball should have gone out of bounds, but it hit off the referee's leg. Worked out fortunate for Utah State. KJ
Cunningham leaves it for Verplanken. He took a right-hand hook shot, misses it off the glass, and once again the Aggies in transition. 2-on-1 fast break. Funk pulls up, takes the shot, misses it. Rebound pulled down by Dylan Jones. Looked like he was really set taking that shot. Jones drives into lane, and no foul call. Oh, there's the offensive call. Took a moment, but Funk created the contact And that's 2 on Jones. 14th foul.
I'm not going to comment on that call. It was fortunate for the Aggies that call. On the replay, he didn't chest him up at all. I think it was a no call, honestly. Would have been an accurate
I honestly would have. That's why I kind of thought they were letting it go for a little bit.
Yeah,
Surprised it was a late whistle.
The baseline ref didn't blow his whistle at all. It came from this side. But, yeah, Utah State benefits from that call greatly.
Hey.
Jones has to go to the bench.
No complaining with a little home cooking. Ashworth on the left wing. Gets a screen from Dorius. Still hammering the dribble, then retreats right wing, three-point line, driving baseline, leaves it for Dorius. Floater with the right hand, missed. Dorius tries to come over the top to tip it out, but can't. And here comes Weber State. Junior Ballard, number 24, into the game for Jones, who has to sit. Ballard going right at the Aggies, and it's going to be either Dorius or, was it Bairstow in the mix? Yes. And it'll go on Trevin Dorius. Junior Ballard, a heck of a player. Remember, he started at Fresno, then went to Cal Poly, and he's a heck of a player.
Yeah, he's capable of lighting it up. A journeyman, a number of schools that he's been at, a lot of maturity and experience.
At Fresno State, his Fresno teams were up against Utah State 3 times. Last year, he was a DNP. Back in 2021, he had 5 points and 8 points in the 2 matchups against Utah State. One more coming up. He missed the first one. Dan Atkins set to check in on the next timeout. In fact, he'll do that right now. Trevin Dorius checks out. We'll have a timeout on the next dead ball. As Junior Ballard 0 for 1 and make it 0 for 2. Missed both of them. Junior Ballard, pretty good. He's an 87% free throw shooter. Going 0 for 2. You don't see that happen very often. Funk to Ashworth, weaves it left to Shulga. Shulga gets a screen from Akin, leaves it back for Akin, attacking the rim, and will draw the free throws.
Did you just say Akin attacking?
I did.
Wow.
Kind of stumbled there at first. Then
No, there was no stumble. That was perfect.
10-2, Utah State leads by 8. Brings us to our first media timeout. This is Aggie Hoops from Learfield.
Can't choose between watching your favorite Mountain West team on TV or going everywhere else you need to be? With the official Mountain West app, you don't have to. Watch hundreds of Mountain West games and championship events, live or archived, from wherever you are, all for free with the Mountain West app. Available on mobile and connected TV devices. Download the Mountain West app today.
Welcome on back. You're listening to Aggie Basketball. Utah State leading Weber State 10-2. Just 5 minutes into the game, actually 4 minutes and 15 seconds into the game. Utah State Athletics and America First Credit Union featuring the academic success of USU student athletes on various social media channels. This week, your America First Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, a member of this same basketball team, Sean Bairstow. Congratulations goes out to him. Sean's been playing some remarkable basketball over this last stretch. And it's exactly what Utah State needs.
Yeah, that road trip. I mean, he started the season well and then, went flat. Didn't seem like he was playing with a ton of confidence. They go on the road, has a couple good games, especially down in Vegas against Loyola Marymount. Has come back, back to his old self and started the game really well.
All right, Dan Atkins set to go to the line for 2 free throws after the foul, after attacking the basket. First free throw is good. One more coming up for Dan. Has averaged 13 points, 6.5 rebounds, and is shooting nearly 70% from the field. A lot of opportunities at the rim. Second free throw, a little off. 1 for 2 on that trip. Weber State corrals the rebound. And the Aggies bringing a little bit of a press up against KJ Cunningham. Finally to Kohler, back to Cunningham at the mid-stripe logo. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Cunningham working to the left. Ashworth's right there on him. Finally dishes to Ballard, then to Chu. Chu still working outside the three-point line, as Weber State yet to penetrate anything here on this offensive set. Finally down to Chu on the block, spins around Atkin, puts a shot off the glass, no good, leaves it short. Dan Atkin, a little bit of a height disadvantage there, but still able to affect the shot. Max Shulga driving baseline after the defensive rebound. Shulga putting his shoulder down, spins right, takes the baseline jumper and nestles it home. Beautiful shot. Shulga knows he's got a size advantage and puts it to work.
Yeah, great post up there.
Aggies lead 13-2, 11-point lead for the Aggies with a 14:50 left here in the first half. Ballard gets a screen from Chu, gets the elbow, retreats, then hands back to Kohler, steps back, takes the long three and knocks it home. Dyson Kohler only shooting 5 of 15 from three coming into this game, but gets a big one there. It's back to an 8-point lead, 13-5. Utah State up by 8. Bairstow kicks it back to Funk. Funk's got a good look for three, and you give him that kind of space, he's going to knock it down.
Yeah, Dyson guarding him. Just a little tidbit for listeners. Dyson Kohler actually played on the same AAU team that Mason Falslove did. And then also Jace Whiting, 2 Division I players in the third. So that was a really good AAU team.
KJ Cunningham gets the layup for Weber State. 16-7. Yeah, that's a heck of a team right there. Down low to Atkin. Atkin tries the reverse, puts it up and can't get it to go. Tries to tap it up again. Can't go the second time, and Chu comes away with a rebound. Weber State trailing Utah State. Aggies up 16-7. Aggies heavy favorites coming into this game, and so far has, for the most part, dominated this game. Chu leaves it right for Ballard. Ballard double team, leaves it back for Chu. Aggies know he's not going to crank a three. Nearly traveled with it, hands it back to Kohler. Kohler swings it left, back to Verplanken. He drives, floater, up, no good, tapped out, controlled by Ashworth. Ashworth working right to left, back to Atkin, has a good look at the rim, pump fake, but good job by Chu to try to cut it off, leaves it back for Ashworth, kicks it left to Bairstow. Bairstow up top, Funk's got a good look for three, yes sir. Taylor Funk buries the three, Aggies up by 12, 19-7. And the three-point shots falling once again for the Aggies. 4 of 5 from three tonight.
Already 6 assists on 7 field goals. They're playing Aggie basketball.
The assist to made field goal ratio is just ridiculous. Chu up against Bairstow, likes his chances, takes the right-hand shot and misses it badly though, and Atkin comes away with it. Chu in the low block, 0 for 3. Ashworth tries to get around Ballard, stumbles and is fouled by Ballard. 12:40, and here to come into the game and should get a nice ovation. He's waited a few games. Here comes Rylan Jones into the game, number 15, his first game since getting injured on this same court against Utah Tech. Ashworth and Bairstow checks out. Also into the game, Z Himoto, who had a career-high 28 points.
Jones coming back, interesting substitution with 2 fouls.
Dylan Jones coming in with 2 fouls with 12:40 left here in the first half. I actually don't hate that. Rylan Jones leaves it for Funk. Funk puts his shoulder down, drives, kicks back out to Jones. Jones on the right wing, driving underneath the bucket, and his pass broken up and stolen away. Zaire Porter into the game, comes away with the steal. Utah State's first turnover of the game. Kohler swings it back left, then gets it back mid-court, swings it right to Porter. Aggie switch as Shulga comes out on Porter, gets the elbow, gets a nice screen, makes the jumper. It was wide open, but he misses it. And Rylan Jones gets the outlet from Atkin, who just pulled down the rebound. Shulga on the right side. Shulga, a little bit of hand battle going on, and they're going to get Weber State with a foul. And I believe that'll be is that the 6th or 17th foul? 17th foul, so Aggies are now in the bonus.
Going to the line for the 1-and-1. Coach Morrill would call that patty cake. Kohler was playing patty cake with Shulga.
In all reality, that's probably a no call right there, right?
Yeah, probably. Max, the hard part is with Max, sometimes he's flailing a little bit. It makes that hard to be a non-call for the ref. You know, he puts him in a tough position to not call it because it looks like something's happening and you got to call it.
Shulga makes the first free throw, one more coming up. Second free throw is good. And Utah State with their largest lead of 14, 21-7, with 12 minutes left to go against Weber State. Zaire Porter leaves it back for Dylan Jones, again playing with 2 fouls. Jones swings it back to Porter, and then work it left to Kohler. Back around we go. Jones trying to drive, gets the elbow against Funk. Funk does a good job cutting him off. Back to Porter, down low in the post. No travel call, but a badly missed shot in the post by Tamba. And Utah State has the ball, trying to push the lead. Shulga in the paint, leaves it for Akin. Akin, turnaround shot missed, but he'll draw the foul, and he'll go back to the line for free throws. On Jay Tamba into the game, 6'11", 230-pound redshirt freshman. Started his career at Tennessee. He's from the Congo. Is the one who drew the foul, or is going to get hit with the foul. And we'll have free throws when we come back. 21-7 our score. Utah State leading by 14 on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield.
You can have live college sports in your hand this year with the brand new Varsity Network app. Hear live, play-by-play, and keep up with your favorite teams and audio broadcasts no matter where you are with this free new app. Be sure to download the Varsity Network app today. This March, you can listen to exclusive Westwood One coverage of the NCAA men's and women's basketball tournaments for free on the Varsity app. Powered by Learfield. Listen to every game at a truly unique listening experience. It's all free. Search NCAA Championships.
(21-7) our score. Utah State leading by 14 over Weber State. Hey, do you own or rent your home? Sure you do. Fortunately, Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. It's a good thing, too, because having a home is hard work. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you can save. Geico.com, easy. Well, I don't want to say it's been easy for Utah State, but kind of what we expected, able to get pretty much everything they want on the offensive side.
Yeah, it has looked kind of easy. Obviously, that helps when Sean Bairstow starts the game like he did. He started really strong, took the ball to the lane, made a couple shots, hit a 3 in transition. You see your teammate do that, it takes the lid off the rim if there even was one. We pointed out 6 assists on 7 made field goals. That's Aggie basketball, and things are going at a good rhythm for them right now.
Big thanks to D.L. Evans Bank for supporting Aggie Athletics. D.L. Evans Bank, a community bank with local employees helping their communities succeed. All right. Now on Twitter, it's starting to take off. Attacking Akin goes to the line.
Oh. Have you trademarked that yet?
I have not trademarked that.
We better get the attorneys on that immediately.
Yeah. Here comes the first free throw. It is good.
Yeah, I don't want to beat this horse dead, but is it Dan the attacking Akin, or is it attacking Dan Akin? What did you do?
I like attacking Dan Akin.
I like that too.
Yeah, it's got a nice little flow to it. Second free throw up and no good. We got a lane violation. Bring it all back. Let's do it again on Weber State. So Dan Akin will have another opportunity here. Aggies currently on a 6-0 run and lead this game 22-7. And that free throw is good. So Dan does go in the books at 2 for 2 on that trip. And Utah State's run is now 7-0, 23-7. Aggies with a early big lead in this game. Kohler leaves it down low for Jones and knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Weber State.
I actually think that was off Weber. I think Sean was actually correct when arguing that call.
Try to inbound it to Jones. Finally have to go all the way up top to Kohler. Kohler then back to Jones, back to Kohler. Hand off to Porter. Porter, lengthy body, gets into lane, and he will get hit with the offensive foul. And of course, Rylan Jones, just 2 minutes into the game, draws a charge, as you would expect.
That is very Rylan-esque. He's back.
And everybody looks at him with a bated breath. He goes, I'm okay.
I'm okay. That's what I do.
Sean Bairstow
takes charges.
I want to say he's well over 35 charges drawn in his career just at Utah State.
He has more charges drawn in this game than I did my entire career.
I thought you said in your college checking account. Sean Bairstow trying to get on SportsCenter with a huge opportunity, is fouled, unable, but he wanted to throw that thing down. He had ill intentions on that shot.
Yeah, that was a great attack, coming around with the momentum.
Sean Bairstow will have 2 free throws, but my goodness, had he been able to finish that one.
That would have been nice.
Yep, Bairstow makes his second free throw. He's now 2 for 2 on the night from the free throw line. One more coming up.
That would have been a perfect time for you to say Thunder from down under. I knew you wanted to. You really did.
I'll let you trademark that one. Second free throw. That is up and good by Sean Bairstow. Aggies now up 25-7 and doing a lot of damage from the free throw line where they're 8 for 9. Weber State 0 for 2.
Yeah, Weber got in the bonus, so early that, we still have 10 minutes to go. And
Cunningham, left side, trying to post up Jones, then back to Kohler. Kohler back to Jones. And then Kohler on the left low block against Shulga. Turnaround baseline jumper. Looks long, it is. Offensive rebound, though, pulled down by Weber State. Back to Cunningham. He'll take the 3 and knock it down from the right wing. That stops Utah State's 9-0 run and cuts the lead back to 15, 25-10, with 10 minutes left in the first half. Rylan Jones gets a screen from Akin, leaves it back for Akin, who's immediately double-teamed, kicks it back to Jones. He'll take the 3, and he'll knock down the 3. Welcome back, Mr. Jones. And the Aggies back up by 18, 28-10.
Great to see that by Rylan. Takes the charge, doesn't hesitate on the 3. Really good.
Cunningham guarded by Jones. Swings it over to Dylan Jones, who takes the 3, misses, but is fouled. And Sean Bairstow gets hit with it. It'll send Dylan Jones to the line for 3 free throws. 9:51 left to go here in the first half.
That was a cross screen, down screen. Jones had the option to either go across and post Bairstow up. Took one step and Sean got turned around, thought he was going to get posted up, and then once he finally caught his man, he realized that Jones was at the top of the key.
Dylan Jones, not a guy you want to send to the free throw line. He's an 86% free throw shooter.
Scrambled to get there, knowing he was out of place, and ended up slapping the hand.
In fact, Weber State, by the way, is the 8th best free throw shooting team in the country.
Yeah,
shooting about 83%.
Shooting the ball really well. They just, up to this point, haven't taken enough of them.
Dylan Jones, 2 for 2. Will try to make it 3 for 3. And he does. Makes it look easy, too. 28-13, back to a 15-point lead. Ashworth into the game. So Rylan Jones and Stephen Ashworth on the court together with Z Hamoda, who tries to drive baseline. Reverse layup, can't get it to go, and here comes Weber State in transition. Dylan Jones behind the three-point line, or excuse me, that's Cunningham. Leaves it back for Jones. Jones trying to get around Hamoda. Pump fakes the 3, passes, gets it back. Floater with the right hand in the rim is good. And Dylan Jones on a 5-0 run by himself has got Utah State's lead to 13, 28-15. Aggies lead with 9:20 left in the first half. Largest lead has been 18. You can see why they are really thrilled about the career development of Dylan Jones. He's a heck of a player.
Yeah, he's got a really good body.
Z Hamoda drives, lays it up with the right hand.
That time Jones didn't use his body. Z just went right by him.
So
probably the 3rd foul. I mean, just realizing that he's not going to want to get his 3rd foul. That's a good idea to attack there.
Kohler into the lane, loses the handle, and Ashworth steals it. Leaves it for Bairstow, one-on-one. Bairstow lays it up with the right hand over the top of Verplanken, and Utah State back up by 17, 32-15. Cunningham crossing the timeline. Weber State's turned it over 5 times tonight. Utah State just 1. Cross-court pass to Verplanken. Leaves it for Cunningham. Cunningham guarded by Rylan Jones. Rylan comes over the top of the screen. Down low, shot up and laid in by number 21, Daniel Ruzin. Nice give-and-go effort there on the pick and roll. 32-17, Aggies up by 15. Ashworth gets the elbow, swings it way over the top of the head of Rylan Jones. into the third row. Member of the herd able to snag it, give it to the official. Only the second turnover for Utah State.
I really liked on that previous possession, Odom stopped it, set the play, put Z against Jones. I'd love to see him do that again with Jones not wanting to get his third foul.
32-17. Verplanken nearly lost the handle. R.J. Eidelrock into the game for Ryland Jones. Verplanken trying to drive against him. Finally leaves it to Cunningham. Gets in a lane. Shot missed. And Dan Atkin taps the rebound to himself. Outlets it quickly to Ashworth. Ashworth to Bairstow. Leave it to Eidelrock. Eidelrock is fouled at the rim, and he'll get a couple free throws. Aggies up by 15, takes us to our under 8 timeout. You're listening to Aggie Basketball. It's Utah State 32, Weber State 17 on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield.
Life's too short to spend all of our time indoors. And in today's day and age, it's important to think outside the box. Find your happy place, grab some friends, and let us help you get to where you really want to be. The Young Automotive Group. Think young, drive young.
Utah State 32, Weber State 17. Although Weber State's done a good job here because it really felt like Utah State was really poised to just completely run away and hide. And once it got to 15-16, Weber State's played pretty even over that last stretch, which is pretty critical for them.
Yeah, since the under 12 timeout, they have played even now. It's hard for a team to continue to keep the gas pedal on,
yeah.
and so with a 15-point lead. But, yeah, Weber's made some plays. Jones got to the free throw line and then got in the lane. And Utah State preaching in the timeout, hey, keep the pedal on, keep it on. Let's make sure we go into halftime with a 20-point lead or higher.
Aggie Scoring Summary brought to you by your Utah pork producers, providing safe and wholesome pork products to Utah families for over 25 years. Visit utahporkproducers.org. R.J. Eidelrock's going to step to the line for 2 free throws. First one by R.J. is good. Remember, Rocky Mountain Dermatology offers Botox, skin cancer, acne, cool sculpting, and laser hair removal services to everybody in North Logan, Utah, providing you advanced dermatology and surgery right here in Cache Valley. R.J. Eidelrock goes 2 for 2. Aggies now lead by 17, 34-17. Still putting the press on a little bit as Cunningham gets to the right elbow, leaves it to Kohler, then back to Chu. Verplanken drives into lane, gives it up, over to Cunningham for 3. Looks good, it is good. KJ Cunningham, an elite three-point shooter at over 43%. He's 2 for 2 on the night tonight. 34-20, Aggies up by 14. Ashworth, guarded closely by Dylan Jones, gives it to Eidelrock. Eidelrock to the right elbow, back to Hamoda. Hamoda may have stepped on the line. Yep, no, he traveled with it. Figured he did something there in the corner. Turnover Utah State, and it'll go back to Weber State, who's only down by 14, 34-20. Junior Ballard checks into the game for Kohler, who's going to check out. Gives them a little bit more of an offensive punch. And the inbound comes to Cunningham. Cunningham working left to right, guarded by Ashworth. Cunningham is starting to fill it a little bit, leaves it for Chu. Then to Verplanken, comes around the screen, driving, step back from the free throw line, shot up, missed, and the rebound ripped down by Z. Hamoda. Here comes the Aggies to Cunningham, to Ashworth. Ashworth to Funk. Funk down low on the right low block, takes the long fadeaway jumper, missed it, out of bounds. It'll go to Weber State. Trevin Dorius felt like he was able to knock that off a Chew, but that's not the case. A lot of shots tonight that look harder than they should be.
Yeah, it's those fadeaways.
Yeah.
Teach your young kids, don't fade away from the basket.
Cunningham up top to Jones. Jones playing with 2 fouls since coming back into the game at the 12-minute mark with those 2 fouls. To Verplanken. Verplanken on the right baseline. RJ does a good job cutting him off, and the ball goes out of bounds, deflected away from Dylan Jones, and it'll stay with Weber State with 9 seconds on the shot clock.
Good on-ball defense by Idle Rock.
Yeah. Cunningham will inbound, leaves it to Chew. 6 seconds, 5 seconds. And tried to give it to Chew. Chew then swings it left. Wide open 3, missed by Verplanken. Aggies gotten a little help there. He was wide open for a good look from the baseline. Good job by Chew slipping it to him. Hamoda over to Idle Rock, then to Funk. Funk on the right baseline. Now trying to post up, gets into the lane. Puts his foot down, spins, leaves it for Ashworth. Good look for 3, no good. Almost surprised when Ashworth doesn't make it. Yeah. Aggies now 4 of 6 from beyond the 3-point line. Quick 3 the other way is up and good by number 24, Junior Ballard. And the lead is now 11, 34-23, and Ryan Odom wants to talk about it. We'll take a 1-minute coach's timeout. You're listening to Aggie Basketball from Learfield.
Your one stop for all college sports is the brand new Varsity Network website, thevarsitynetwork.com. Keep up with your favorite teams and the rest of college sports no matter where you are with thevarsitynetwork.com. Be sure to check out the Varsity Network website.
Just no music, just bring us back out of the spot. We're fine. (34-23), Utah State with the ball and the lead. Ashworth's going to pull up, take the quick 3, and knock it down. Stephen Ashworth buries the 3. His first made bucket of the night tonight. You have 8 Aggies on the board tonight. And Utah State back up by 14, 37-23, 5:06 left in the first half. Chew tries to go against Dorius. Dorius puts his hand in the cookie jar and then blocks Chew, but they'll hit Dorius with the foul. Dorius nearly came away with a steal and a block shot, but ultimately gets hit with a foul, and Chew will step to the line, where he is a 6 of 16 from the free throw line this year.
That's not very good.
Not great, but usually when I say that, then guys go 2 for 2.
He'll make 1 for 2.
Here comes the first one from Alex Chew, and it is hard off the back of the iron, no good. 6'11", 250-pound sophomore from England. Akin comes in for Dorius. And here comes the second free throw from Alex Chew. Played 7 minutes, scored a bucket last year against Utah State, misses both free throws. And here comes the Aggies. Shulga working right to left to Ashworth. Cross court to Idle Rock. Idle Rock looking for Ashworth to clear, finally gets it. Ashworth trying to throw the alley-oop to Akin, and he does! Akin throws down the hammer. Utah State leads 39-23. Cunningham nearly lost it, able to slip it to Chew. Back to Verplanken. Down to Chew, and another foul. They're going to get Idle Rock with a hold down low. And that is only the 14th foul for Utah State. So several fouls to give down the stretch. Bairstow's going to check in for Idle Rock, who I thought did some good things defensively in the stretch.
He moved his feet really well, kept Junior Ballard away from the rim.
Here comes the inbound to Verplanken on the left baseline. Slip it to Chew against Akin, trying to just muscle him, but Akin holding his ground. Finally gets the lane, and Akin strips it away on his way up. Shulga with the ball, and a steal from Chu. That's an angry foul. When you get the ball stolen away and you're upset and you want to take it out on the first person you see, and it'll send Scholge to the line. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you are 100% wrong. When you said that, I thought of the movie Elf when he was like, "Oh, you're an angry elf." That's Chu was an angry elf there. He was so mad. Dan, I got to say this. Look, Steven has been really good this year. Funk has been really good this year, but I really do think the X factor in terms of like San Diego, what pushed them over the edge to win that game, certain games throughout this season, attacking Dan Akin honestly has been the X factor for this team.
Scholge makes both free throws, and Utah State leads by 18, matching their largest lead of the game. Kohler back to Cunningham. Cunningham trying to slip it to Verplanken, but can't, so he keeps it himself, drives to the right side, gets on the right low block, then leaves it back up top, then to Chu. Chu to a driving shot, up and good by Dyson Kohler. Good job by Chu, snapping Utah State's 7-0 run, slipping the pass to Kohler, who's able to get the floater. 41-25, 3:45 left in the first half. Ashworth to Akin, driving against Chu. Pump fake, shot, no good. Rebound pulled down by Verplanken. Did everything right except make the bucket on that one.
Yeah, and he normally finishes those.
Alex Chu on the right wing, leaves it for Cunningham, then back up top. Verplanken takes the three, no good. Rebound ripped down by Taylor Funk. Funk's second rebound of the game. And a bad pass stripped away, and here comes Kohler attacking, laying it up and in. Aggies with the steal, or Aggies give up the steal, and Weber State makes Utah State pay. 43-27, 16-point lead. Ashworth tried to slip it to Akin, another turnover. Aggies getting a little sloppy with the ball down the stretch. Cunningham in transition, swings it right to Kohler. Kohler then swings it to Ballard, Ballard to Cunningham. Cunningham leaves it for Verplanken, dishes left. Kohler thought about the three, instead gives it back to Verplanken, and then Junior Ballard will come back to the midcourt logo and reset things. Chu sets a screen. Ballard still driving, and a foul finally is called. A lot of contact there, but the foul is going to go against Utah State, and still one more foul to give after this. That's only the 15th foul, so that'll put 20 back on the shot clock, but Weber State will force to get back into their offense when we come back. 41-27 our score. Utah State leads by 14 on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield. .236 left here in the half. Utah State leads by 14, 41-27. Bryan Heating and Cooling is a proud supporter of Aggie Athletics. There are 5 main types of Bryan Heating and Cooling systems to meet home comfort needs. More information is available at Bryant.com. All right, Utah State leading by 14, 2:36 left in the half. This is kind of that area where if you're Weber State, you're going to get back into this game. You got to get it into single digits going into halftime. If you're Utah State, you want to push this closer to 20 going into the break.
Yeah, exactly. We talked about it. Since the under-12 timeout, Utah State's really, and Weber State, they played even with each other. For Utah State, what's kept this lead is the free throw line. They've been able to go to the free throw line 12 of 13. Game hasn't started, guys.
Guy's trying to move without the ball. Guy didn't have the ball in his hands yet. All right, Verplanken driving against Shulga. Spins, takes the long fadeaway jumper, rattles out. Atkin with his 6th rebound of the night tonight. Outlets it to Bairstow, kicks it to Shulga. Here comes Shulga, back to Atkin, two-handed dunk. Oh, Dan Atkin, that's filthy. Utah State back up by 16, 43-27. Give and go game's working.
Yeah.
Rylan Jones leaves it for Chu. Chu to the elbow, doesn't know what to do with it, so he finally slips it back to Dylan Jones. Ball nearly deflected away from Jones as Funk gets his hand in the old cookie jar. Jones then spins, pushes the hammer or the floater up and gets it to go. Jones now's got 7 points on the night tonight.
Let's see if they run that same play. They won't.
43-29. Shulga back to Funk. Swings it left to Rylan Jones, then back to Shulga on the baseline, looking to post up. Can't get it to him. Is that one where you need to be a little more patient?
Yeah.
Here comes Shulga driving baseline, cut off, takes the floater and misses it. Atkin tries to keep it in play, he can't.
For some reason in the college game, they don't as often. In the pros, they will run the same play over and over and over. I would have loved to seen the exact same play that got the pick and roll dunk to Atkin.
Verplanken leaves it to Ballard. Ballard tries to slip it back to Verplanken and misses him badly. Ball goes out of bounds. Turnover, gives it back to Utah State. Nice crowd filling in tonight. Not a lot of students because they're out on break, but the rest of Cache Valley is represented well.
Yeah, it's a great crowd.
Max Shulga crosses the timeline. Leaves it for Bairstow. Back to Shulga on the baseline. Shulga tries to drive base. Leaves it for Atkin. Atkin back to Bairstow. He's got a good look for three. No good. And here comes Ballard. Both teams gotten a little cold down the stretch here. We're under a minute, 50 seconds left, with Utah State leading by 14, 43-29. Cunningham to Jones, gives it back to Shulga. Shulga being guarded by Verplanken. Still retreating behind the three-point line. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Nice crossover into the lane. Puts the shot off the glass. No good. Tried to draw the foul and couldn't get it to go. Would have been a beautiful shot had it fallen. Here comes Weber State with numbers going the other way. Right baseline three is up and good. And Steven Verplanken is able to get it to go. Took advantage of Utah State being low on numbers with Shulga hitting the court on the missed layup opportunity. Shulga tries to drive into the lane. Ball knocked out of his hands. He's able to recollect. Finally gives it to Bairstow, who pushes it up and in. 45-32. Aggies up by 13. Dylan Jones leaves it for Kohler. Then to Chu. Over to Verplanken, trying to attract Dorius. Puts the shot over the top of him, won't go, but there is Chu with the offensive rebound. Verplanken's going to say that was an assist.
Yeah, that was a really short shot that ended up looking like a great pass.
45-34. Shulga passing it to Dorius. Dorius wasn't expecting it and didn't collect, and the ball goes out of bounds. And here comes Weber State with a chance to cut this to a single-digit lead for Utah State. Aggies have led by as many as 18. Right now lead by 11, 45-34. And we talked about how good Utah State was not turning the ball over for about the first 17 minutes of the game. Now the turnovers are starting to pile up.
Yeah.
Kohler, long three-point chance by Jones is missed. Chu tries for the offensive rebound, and they're going to get a foul on Dorius. Dorius is having some struggles in that low post against Chu. Into the game will come R.J. Eilerock as well as Dan Atkin. And Shulga checks out, and Dorius checks out.
Yeah, I think Odom's sending a message to those two, especially Shulga. Take care of the basketball, and Trev, be more physical.
Chu gets the ball on the right elbow, leaves it for Cunningham, and an offensive foul is going to go against Chu, who, let's just say, does not agree with that foul.
That's where Steven can sell the call.
45-34, Aggies up by 11. Ashworth to Bairstow. Bairstow back to Ashworth. Tried to look to the, Bairstow wanted the alley-oop. Instead it goes to Atkin. Attacking down low. Swings it to Bairstow. Then to R.J. Eilerock. He'll drive into the lane. Stop. His shot off the glass. No good. Finally controlled by Weber State. A little out of control by R.J. Eilerock. Here comes Dylan Jones attacking the lane. and they're going to call a foul against Utah State. So that's how we're going to call things here in the second half.
Yeah, offensively, if you notice, the ball's moving until it's not, and it's sticking with a guy. That time it was Idle Rock taking a tough two, Shoga previously tough two. Patience and continuing to move the basketball.
Jones gets the elbow, cut off nicely by Atkin. Finally works it to Verplanken. Cross court to Kohler. Kohler driving, Kohler shot up, good, and he's going to draw the end one. And just like that, folks, Weber State's within 9 with a chance to cut it to 8.
Yeah, it was a great move by Dyson.
Dyson Kohler, Jordan High School grad, went to Cal Poly and now is transferred back to in-state to Weber State.
And this is a really good level for him. I remember, like I mentioned in the first half, watching the AAU team he played on. Ended up at Cal Poly. Didn't have a lot of success there. Transferred back to Weber State, and yeah, this is a good level for him. Good player.
Anjay Tamba checks into the game for Weber State, number 32. Free throw is good by Dyson Kohler, and it's an 8-point game. Aggies' largest lead is 18. Now it stands at just 8. Ashworth swings it to Hamoda. Hamoda on the right wing. Quicks it left to Ashworth. Ashworth guarded by Kohler. Hands to Funk. Funk trying to drive. Funk spinning. Up, under, puts a shot up and missed, and rebound pulled down by Weber State. Shot selection's been a little funky here by Utah State. Kohler, is that going to be an offensive foul? You bet it is. That's Stephen Ashworth getting in the way of Dyson Kohler, who ran him over. And that's the second foul that Ashworth's drawn here in the second half.
Yeah, you can see, and Stephen came over to Funk and just kind of put his hands down and said, hey, let's slow down, let's take it easy, let's get a good shot. I don't know if you can tell, Weber State's in the old Stu Morrill changing D.
Yeah.
And not necessarily looking for a steal, but just trying to delay the game.
R.J. Idlerock as the Aggies cross the timeline. Ashworth guarded by Kohler. Ashworth's able to get right around him, floats it, and misses it. Just couldn't put enough heat on that shot. Ashworth still wanting the foul, and they're not giving it to him. Dylan Jones leaves it to Verplanken, crosses over, but Hamoda stays right with him. Now back to Jones. Jones driving, has a lane, reverse layup, missed. Had a good look, but just couldn't connect. And here comes Hamoda going the other way. Z Hamoda on the right wing, wanting to drive. Swings it back up top. Funk's got a good look, but now he takes the three and misses it. Probably double clutch that thing.
Yeah, just catching, shooting in rhythm.
Yep. KJ Cunningham with the rebound. Aggies have just not been good. Started 5 of 6 from the three-point line, have missed their last 3. It's not been because they haven't had good looks either. Dylan Jones to Verplanken. He'll take the floater, up and good. And it's a 6-point game, 45-39. Stephen Ashworth, as the Aggies moving left to right. And Ashworth won. Atkins got 2 free throws. First free throw is no good, off the back of the iron. Here comes free throw number 2 for Dan Atkin. He's got 7 points on the night tonight. And second free throw, good. So Dan Atkins got 8 points. Aggies led in scoring with Sean Bairstow, who's got 14. Ashworth only with 3 on 1 of 2 from the three-point line. Verplanken with the ball, swings it up top to Zaire Porter. He nearly lost the handle, has to dish it back to Verplanken. Now straightaway 3 by Jones is no good. And the rebound ripped down by Z Hamoda. Rylan Jones brings the ball down the court quickly, leaves it for Funk. Funk then to Atkin. Atkin to Jones on the right baseline. Gets to the elbow, kicks it left. Funk's got a good look for 3, no good. Got a late contest. Funk wasn't able to get his feet underneath that one, and Utah State leads still by 7.
Saw the Utah State coaching staff said, do not pump fake, just shoot the ball. Yeah. We want you shooting it, don't pump fake.
Porter, who's dealing with 3 fouls of his own, leaves the pass down low. It's knocked out of bounds. Great job by Rylan Jones. It'll stay with Weber State, but just because he's coming off a concussion doesn't mean Rylan's going to be not diving for loose balls out on the court. Dylan Jones will trigger the inbound. 14 on the shot clock. Up top to Porter. Porter Crosses over, gets into lane, attacks, puts the shot up, and gets it to go. It's a long, lengthy body with some good athleticism.
Yeah, there's been a few moves where he's gone too quick and hasn't taken the ball with him, but.
Funk, baseline three, it's up. It's no good. And the rebound pulled down by Dylan Jones. Folks, it's a 5-point game, and Weber State's got the ball, trying to cut this to a one-possession game. Shots aren't falling for Utah State. Dylan Jones outside the three-point line. Fighting through a screen, Porter. Porter then back to Verplanken, takes the three, misses it badly. Shulga comes away with it. Weber State's had multiple opportunities to really get back into this game. Still, though, they're only down 5. Ziamoda, crossover three, nearly banked it in, won't go, and Dylan Jones comes away with it. I haven't seen anything at the rim for a long time here for Utah State.
No, a couple tough twos, but knows Stephen coming back into the game. Couple stories here, like you said, Stephen with only 2 shot attempts, the leading scorer.
Jones, back to Kohler, works it left, down low to Tamba. Tamba puts the floater up over the top of Funk and gets it to go. It's a 3-point game. Aggies have been outscored 14-3 here in the second half. And a once 18-point lead is now down to 3, 46-43, as the Aggie offense has been in nothing short of a funk. Shulga tied up in the blocks, has to give it up top to Rylan Jones. Jones driving to the elbow, leaves it for Hamoda. Hamoda on the baseline, three-point line extended. Crosses over, drives baseline, lost the bad dribble, out of bounds. It's a turnover. And Utah State is in dire straits with Weber State cutting this to a 3-point lead. Funk is going to check out. Aggies on the court right now. Stephen Ashworth, Z Hamoda, Dan Atkin, Rylan Jones, and Max Shulga.
I like Coach deciding to go with Rylan and Stephen at this time. He needs to execute, needs to get good shots. Those are 2 guys that are going to help make that happen.
Weber State on an 11-1 run. Long three by Porter, missed. And Hamoda comes away with the rebound. Outlets it quickly to Ashworth. Down to Shulga. Shulga on the baseline. Back up top to Atkin. Atkin will hand off to Shulga. Shulga leaves it back to Atkin, attacking, reverse layup up and in. There you go. Exactly what the doctor ordered. Utah State can attack the rim. It feels like at length tonight. 48-43, back to a 5-point lead for Utah State. Aggie, that was the first made bucket in the last 8 attempts by Utah State. Porter cross court to Chu. Looking for Kohler, instead slips it to Ballard. Ballard outside the 3-point line. Hands to Chu. Chu on the left low block. Puts his shoulder into Atkin. Atkin bops the ball away, but there to collect is Dylan Jones. Takes the shot. It's a 3, and it's good. 48-46, 2-point lead for Utah State. Crowd here on their feet, trying to give the Aggies some kind of surge. Back to Atkin. Atkin misses the dunk. Goes out of bounds. Then no foul call, and they're going to say out of bounds. It'll go to Weber State, who has a chance to tie or take the lead on this possession. Aggies have only made 1 out of their last 9 field goals, being outscored by a score of 17-5 here in the second half. Utah State leads by 2. This is Aggie basketball from Learfield.
Your one stop for all college sports is the brand new Varsity Network website, thevarsitynetwork.com. Keep up with your favorite teams and the rest of college sports no matter where you are with thevarsitynetwork.com. Be sure to check out the Varsity Network website.
Utah State leads by 2 over Weber State. Nothing beats the power and excitement of live events like TicketSmarter. For all the best sports, concerts, and theater events, visit TicketSmarter.com or on the app. TicketSmarter, a smarter way to buy tickets. Well, I think Aggie fans kind of just rolled up here into the Spectrum thinking they were going to see a 20, 25-point blowout. And for a good chunk of the first half, that's what we felt like we were going to get. until Weber State came out at halftime, and they've been lights out, outscoring Utah State 17-5, and the Aggies have just been running in mud offensively. And in fact, here in the second half, Utah State 2 of 11 from the field, 0 for 4 from 3.
As I pointed out, in basketball from a coaching standpoint, you tell guys to get to the third and the fourth side, meaning the swings of the ball. Tonight in the second half, they're getting to the second side and then they're taking some really tough shots. They need to be more patient, work the clock down, and get to the third and fourth side so the defense is moving.
Alex Chu sets a screen for Porter. Porter down low to Chu. Chu's got a good look, lays it up and in, right over the top of Shulga. Got the mismatch they wanted, and we are tied here in Logan. It's 48-48 as soon as they fix the scoreboard. Ashworth into the lane, leaves it for Hamoda. Hamoda lays it up, misses the layup, and here comes the rebound to Dylan Jones. And Weber State has a chance to take the lead. Dylan attacking, fouled, free throws. And really got in bad position. You didn't need to foul him there either. Shulga's going to come away with a foul. Did you know 74% of Utahns get prescriptions from a friend or family member? That's where we all have a role to play in prescription safety. To learn more, visit knowyourscript.org.
Look also for Weber State right now, that first play that they ran against this lineup ended up screening, and Utah State is five-man switching. So look for them to take advantage of the five-man switching and try to pound the ball down to Chu or Jones or whoever gets the smaller guy on him.
Jones makes the free throw, and Weber State has their first lead in this game since the 2-minute mark of the first half. Verplanken's going to check in for Kohler. Jones, who now has 11 points on the night tonight, has one more free throw. And it is up and good. All right, 2-point game. Weber State leads by 2. Aggies, again, led by 14 in the break. They've been outscored 21-5 here in the second half. Who's going to make a play to get this offense going again? Rylan Jones back to Ashworth. Ashworth gets a screen from Akin. Ashworth back to Shulga. Shulga driving and is fouled. And that'll be the 4th team foul on Weber State. Both teams with 4 team fouls. 20 seconds goes back on the shot clock. And it just feels like there's a lot of players looking around to other people wondering who's going to make the play or who's going to hit the big shot.
Yeah, and usually this is when Steven has shown up, made some shots, or...
Ashworth for 3. It looked blocked. It was.
It was blocked, yep.
48-50. Weber State leading by 2. Cunningham driving against Rylan Jones. Cut off, leaves it for Chu. Back to Dylan Jones. Dylan Jones, he gets the elbow. He's feeling it, trying to cross over. Finally gives it back to Verplanken. Verplanken to the free throw line to Jones. 10 seconds. Jones lines up. 3, yes. 5-point lead for Weber State. And he's barking at the crowd saying it's our night, and so far it is. Ashworth driving against Jones. Leaves it down low for Akin. Ball deflected away out of bounds, and it'll be Utah State's ball. It just feels like every move Utah State makes, Weber State's anticipating it.
Yeah, exactly. They seem one step ahead. This is where flow and rhythm, and Utah State has definitely lost their rhythm, and Weber State's got it.
24-5 here in the second half. Bairstow outside the three-point line. Shulga comes around a screen. And here comes Akin to set a screen for Shulga. Leaves it back for Akin. Attack, missed the layup. And what do we got? Defensive foul. It'll be Akin at the line, trying to snap this 10-0 run of Weber State that they're currently on. Akin tonight, 4 of 6 from the free throw line. He's got 10 points, 7 rebounds, closing in on a double-double.
I think they were calling him because they thought he was in the charge circle and he didn't leave the ground. If you're in the charge circle, you've got to jump, but looking on the replay, he actually wasn't. His feet were outside the charge circle.
Free throw looks long. It is. Missed. Atkins got another one coming up here. Here comes the second free throw for Dan Akin, now 4 of 7 on the night from the free throw line. And gets it to go. All right, Utah State finally snaps that 10-0 run. They would love more points than just 1 point on that possession. Here comes the trap. Weber State able to cross the timeline. Ballard And a offensive foul, and Ryland Jones draws another one. Ballard with a handoff, exactly as you explained it earlier, creates contact with Ryland Jones.
Yeah, those gets called all the time, and Coach Duft is really upset, but that's an offensive foul according to the rule book.
Wildcats lead by 4, 53-49. Stephen Ashworth, as Utah State just looks, again, stuck in mud out there offensively. Shulga driving, and another offensive foul, and that's trying to even it up. That's going to go against Utah State. Dan Atkin gets hit with it. 15 foul on the Aggies. Weber State was 6, so we might be shooting some free throws here, as the Aggies are going to need some defensive stops. KJ Cunningham nearly lost the handle. It's down on the court. Alternating possessions, going to give that ball back to Utah State. Good job. Cunningham slipped, and Ryland Jones and Ashworth were both on top of him.
Yeah, great defensive job by Ryland in anticipating. I mean, obviously some of these guards are quicker than him, but his IQ and his anticipation put him in the right position for that jump ball.
All right, here we go. Aggies have gone the last 2:53 without a field goal in this game. 1 of 11 out of their last 11 shots. Bairstow, 5 feet behind the line, leaves it for Shulga, takes the three, no good. Bairstow tries to put back, and a flopping call is going to go against Shulga. I'm getting tired of this flopping call. I'm not going to lie to you.
I don't blame you, but let's see it. Yeah, that's.
So here comes Verplanken to shoot the technical free throw on the flop. And he's complaining about the ball. Doesn't like something about the ball. And the officials goes, no, you need to shoot it. I think he wants a new basketball. Verplanken takes the shot and misses it. It will, though, go back to, I believe, Weber State. Yep. So the Wildcats leading by 4, 53-49. Wildcats have made their last 3 field goal attempts. And Ballard will inbound. Ryland Jones and Stephen Ashworth trying to harass Cunningham in the backcourt. Finally slips it to Jones. Jones works it left. Long pass. Driving is Verplanken. Ball tipped away and nearly stolen away, but out of bounds off of Utah State. 19 seconds on the shot clock. 9:13 left in the game. Still plenty of time in this game, but it just feels like there's some urgency here building.
Yeah, there absolutely is, and that's only going to get more and more as Weber State continues to lead this game.
Verplanken kicks it up top to Ballard. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Ballard driving. Ballard sends it left. Long three is up, and long three is missed. And the rebound ripped down by Bairstow. That's a big miss. That could have really caused some damage here for Utah State. Bairstow to Shulga. Aggies need a bucket. Bairstow straightaway three. It's up. It's no good. And the rebound again pulled down by Weber State. Aggies are 0 of 7 from 3 here in the second half. 53-49 as we're at the 8:38 mark. Verplanken. Aggies have only scored 6 points here in the second half. A push is going to go against Utah State, against Sean Bairstow, and I believe that'll be number 4 on Sean. Yep. So Taylor Funk's got to check in for Sean, as the Aggies are down by 4 with 8.5 minutes left to go. Cunningham inbounds to Chu. Chu's left all alone. They know he's no threat from there. Hands back to Ballard. Ballard drives. Ball knocked away and finally collected, though, by Cunningham. Swings it right to Jones. Jones driving. Crossover dribble. Kicks it back over. Cunningham three. Looks good. No good. Offensive rebound, though, pulled down by Weber State. Jones recollects at the midcourt logo. Aggies can't get the important defensive rebound. This is not a good offensive rebounding team by Weber State, but yet they got a big one there. Jones crossing over, leaves it back for Verplanken. Planken gets the elbow, spins, working against Shulga. Fadeaway shot, got it to go at the shot clock buzzer. And he comes back feeling good about himself, and again, as he should. 55-49. 26-6 here in the second half. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Aggies down by 6. Ashworth thought about the three. Spins around for Planken. Now drives baseline. Searching with the dribble. Leaves it for Atkin, and the shot they're going to call a foul before the shot, and that'll be the 7th foul, and that'll leave Shulga to the line. 7:31. We're under our under 8 media timeout. This is Aggie basketball with the Aggies down 55-49 on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free. Download from the App Store and listen today.
Utah State led by 14 at the break and now trail by 6. 55-49 as Weber State has started the second half on a 26-6 run. Yeah, you heard me right on that one. And your Aggie scoring summary brought to you by your Utah pork producers. From farm to your fork, Utah pork producers committed to providing nutritious pork products to Aggie fans and families. Go to utahporkproducers.org. All right, help me out here, Spencer. How do you get out of this?
You guard the basketball, and that's one thing when you look at it. They've given up 26 points in this second half. They aren't playing it on the defensive end. Their offense is struggling, obviously, but you think back to some of the previous Aggie games, their defense has led to offense, and that's led to them getting some momentum. So you guard the basketball, and right now they are not getting stops. If you tell them, focus in on the defensive end, the offense is going to take care of itself.
Max Shulga with 2 free throws. Actually, no, this is 1-1. So the front end of the 1-1 for Max is good. One more coming up. It's hard to believe Utah State was at 43 at half and now finally just barely broke 50. Here comes the second free throw for Max. That is up, and that is good. All right, back to a 4-point game. Let's see if Utah State can do exactly what Spencer mentioned, get stops. Cunningham crossing the timeline, leaves it for Dylan Jones. He's had a nice night tonight with 15 points. Cunningham has the ball, and the ball ripped out of the hands. And they're going to call the foul on Tomba. Wait a minute, what do we got? Is it on Tom? No, they're going to say it's on Rylan Jones. What do we got? It is on Rylan Jones, and that'll be the 17th foul. Rylan stripped Tomba. Tomba then came back and tried to rip it away, and the original foul, they're going to give it to Rylan Jones. Mike Reed is over there explaining things to Rylan, but Tomba goes to the line. He has not attempted a free throw all season long. Front end of a 1-1 into the Utah State student section, and he missed it, and the rebound ripped down by Utah State. Rylan Jones gets the ball at the elbow, leaves it back for Shulga. Shulga puts his foot on the gas, attacking, leaves it for Funk. Funk for 3, no good. And a rebounding foul is going to go against Cunningham, who got underneath of Shulga, and that'll send Shulga to the line for a 1-1.
Great job by Max chasing that rebound. I mean, he could have just decided to go back out thinking Funk was going to make it, but stayed in there and really elevated, and it's going to make up, probably get a couple points off of this.
All right, so Shulga's going to go to the line to cut this to a one-possession game, or try to. And again, front end of a 1-1. Max Shulga's first free throw is up and no good, and the rebound brought down by Weber State. That's on Spencer, not me.
That is on me. That's on Max.
6:54, Aggies down by 4, 55-51. Dylan Jones against reverse layup, up and no good. What do we got? Offensive foul goes against Weber State. And Tomba gets hit with a foul. And let's see who that sends to the line. Will it be Akin?
Yeah, I think it's going to be Akin.
So this will be another 1-and-1 opportunity. Dan Akin stepping to the line. 55-51. Weber State leads by 4 with 6:46 left to go in the game. Akin's first free throw is up and no good. Oh, the Aggies have left points on the board, missing 2 front ends of 1-and-1s. One from Shulga, one from Akin. It's been that kind of a night. Actually, I should say it's been that kind of a second half for Utah State. He's been outscored 26-8 here in the second half. Ballard with his team leading by 4. Working against Ashworth. Drawing, driving, gets the layup. Out of control. Taylor Funk thinks he took an elbow to the nose. He's got to get back down on offense. 57-51. The Aggies have not scored a field goal in the last 6 minutes of this game. Ashworth's going to try to end that right now with a 3, and he does! Stephen Ashworth. Aggies needed a 3. Let's see if that takes the lid off. 57-54. Utah State was 0 of 8 from 3 before that shot here in the second half. Back to Cunningham, leaves it back to Jones. Cunningham looked like he got a good shot, didn't take it though. Verplanken with 14 seconds on the shot clock. Aggies into this one, driving against Shulga, layup, no good. Rebound, ripped down by Funk, good look, just couldn't finish at the rim. Shulga kicks it back to Ryland Jones. Ashworth was wide open for 3, they couldn't find him. Ryland Jones gets the screen from Akin. Driving, swings it up top to Shulga. Shulga down low to Funk. Funk lays it up, gets the bucket. And again, no and-one opportunity. Aggies are beside themselves, but it's a 1-point game, 57-56. And that's an offensive foul. Ryland Jones draws another one. Cunningham ran him right over. And is not only hearing it from Utah State, he's hearing it from his own bench as well. Utah State with the ball, down 1, 57-56. (57-56). Here comes Stephen Ashworth. Aggies trying to get the lead back. Shulga near the logo. 20 seconds on the shot clock. In a game that's had way more drama than we would have expected. Shulga gets the lane, leaves it for Ashworth for 3. Nearly went. Funk tries to keep it in play, but he can't. Here comes Weber State, leading by 1. 4:50 left to go in the game. Dylan Jones. And Weber State wants a timeout.
What do you think of your Aggies?
Full timeout.
We'll take a full timeout. 1-minute timeout. 57-56. This is Aggie basketball from Learfield.
With 12 institutions nestled in the nation's most desirable destinations, you'll see us enjoying life at the peak of celebration. As you witness us not only win, but win the right way, you'll find us competing at the peak of integrity. As our more than 5,000 student athletes take the field of play with unequaled passion, you'll find us performing at the peak of competition. The Mountain West is at the peak.
.446 left to go here in the game. Aggies down by 1 to Weber State, 57-56. Tax reform laws impact almost all taxes each year. They can be confusing. H&R Block, with more than 60 years of experience dealing with those taxes, go to hnrblock.com. H&R Block of Logan, owned and operated by proud Aggie alumni.
Scotty, I think we go back to the keys of the game: assists and rebounds. Weber State right now has more assists than Utah State does, and then rebounds as well. They're out rebounding the Aggies and have 9 second chance points to 0 of the Aggies.
Wouldn't have expected that at all in this game.
No, not at all. Statistically, that shouldn't happen.
Dylan Jones will inbound to Cunningham. Cunningham's out there playing with 4 fouls. working against Ryland Jones. Leaves it back to Verplanken, who's had a nice game as well. Comes around to Tomba Screen. Verplanken lost the handle, then finally able to get it to Junior Ballard. Ballard crossing over on Ashworth, driving, floater up, yes, got it to go. Beautiful, beautiful bucket. Here comes Utah State now down by 3, 59-56. 4:20 left to go in the game. Ryland Jones trying to direct traffic, his first game back after suffering the concussion against Utah Tech. Max Scholga to the right side, guarded by Cunningham. Stops, hands to Hamoda. Hamoda up top to Ashworth. Ashworth behind the three-point line with 7, with 6, and a foul. And that's going to go against Junior Ballard. That's his 4th foul. And that'll send Ashworth to the line for 2 free throws. We're going to look at tape here. The officials coming to the near side of the court with 4:01 left to go here in the ball game. And Ashworth, as the Aggies are now in the double bonus, has 2 big free throws coming up.
So the review on this, Ashworth pump faked. Ballard went for the pump fake but kept his distance, and Steven jumped into him to try to create the contact. So it'll be fascinating to see what they're reviewing.
I don't think you can review a foul, though.
Yeah, I don't know if they thought that there was an elbow involved or something like that. I have no idea.
So that's, if you're reviewing something, it's going to be in charge of, or in the case of something perhaps nefarious. We don't have a replay monitor here, so for those of you on the stream, hopefully you got a better look at what we're dealing with here.
Yeah, they showed it up top. I couldn't see anything nefarious at all. Steven was jumping into him to try to create the contact. That's why Ballard was so upset about it.
Still looking at it from a couple different angles as Mike Reed and his staff trying to take a closer look at this thing. And nothing changes. 2 free throws coming up for Stephen Ashworth.
Do you know what they were I realized they're reviewing to see if his foot was on the line, so if he should get 3 free throws or 2 free throws. So that's probably what it was. When Stephen leaned into it to get the foul, his foot went on the line.
All right, so Ashworth coming up with shots. 2 free throws. Aggies in the double bonus here. Weber State in the bonus, with the Aggies having 17 fouls. Place goes quiet for Ryland, and first free throw is good. 59-57. 4:01 left to go in the game. In a game that has taken a crazy turn, to say the least. Aggies led by as many as 18 in the first half. Now trail by just 1 as Weber State sees Stephen Ashworth make both free throws. Again, the Aggies come in a little bit of a press here. Ashworth knocks the ball out of the hands of Cunningham. Cunningham has to go back to regroup. Now Cunningham past the timeline, 18 seconds on the shot clock. Chu outside the three-point line, guarded by Atkin. Chu finally gets it to Ballard. Ballard playing with 4 fouls. Comes around the screen, leaves it back for Chu. Chu's got good position against Atkin. Puts the floater up with the right hand and got it to go. Aggies not bringing the help, and a good job. Chu hasn't been great in the post tonight, but he got a good look there, and Weber State back up by 3. Ashworth takes the long straightaway 3. Yes, sir, Stephen Ashworth. Tie ball game. You talk about guys not willing to let their team go away. That's Ashworth tonight.
Yeah, Stephen willing to take some big shots and able to knock them down.
Now, Aggies need stops. Ballard lines up. He takes the 3. It's good. 64-61. Weber State by 3. Aggies just can't get stops. Ashworth takes another straightaway 3. Gets it right back. 64-64. Who's going to get a stop down the stretch? 2:45 left in the game. Tie ball game here in Logan. Weber State trying to pull off the upset of the night. Dylan Jones driving, leaves it left, long 3. Cunningham, it's up, it's good. Back-to-back-to-back threes, and Weber State back up by 3, 67-64. That brings us to our under 4 timeout. Aggies down by 3 on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield.
Life's too short to spend all of our time indoors. And in today's day and age, it's important to think outside the box. Find your happy place, grab some friends, and let us help you get to where you really want to be. The Young Automotive Group. Think young, drive young.
(67-64), Weber State leads by 3 over Utah State. Bank of Utah and Utah State Athletics are teaming up this basketball season to donate to Hoops for Hope. Every point the Aggies score at home, Bank of Utah will donate $1 to Hoops for Hope. Thank you to Bank of Utah for supporting those Utah State Aggies. Well, Aggies need a little support here. Now the pressure goes back on Utah State offensively. Every time Utah State has tried to pull even with this game, Weber State has made shots on the other end.
Yeah, Utah State has made some big shots. Stevens come out with 2 threes here, but unable to get a stop. Utah State, Junior Ballard, Cunningham, Jones is getting in the lane too with the jump hook. Utah State has got to be able to score the basket and go back and get a stop.
67-64. Utah State led by 18 in the first half, led by 14 at halftime. And Weber State has stormed back here in the second half, to say the least. Max Shulga gets a screen from Akin. Shulga leaves it for Akin, who's fouled on the line. Actually not a bad tripping call on Chu. Akin would have had himself a nasty dunk. Beautifully set up play. Now Akin's going to have to earn it from the free throw line.
Yeah, that was that wide open. I don't know if you remember in the first half, they ran that same pick and roll, and Akin got the roll dunk. It was a great call out of the timeout to do that.
And with that, Cunningham is fouled out of the game. It's a good Weber State player that won't be on the court to finish. Ballard and Chu each dealing with 4 fouls as well. Akin, who's missed his last 2 free throw attempts, try to right the ship here. He'll have 2. He makes the first one. 67-65, 2:28 left to go. One more free throw coming up for Dan Akin. Bends the knees, takes the shot, misses it off the front of the iron. Some missed opportunities from the free throw line here for Utah State, who were so great in the first half. It's a 2-point game, 67-65. Zaire Porter leaves it for Dylan Jones. Jones, then back to Porter. Porter driving on the baseline. Wide open is Verplanken for 3, and he got it. Verplanken, as Weber State has made 3s on their last 4 trips down the court. Aggies down by 5. Funk back to Ashworth. Takes a long 3. No good. Tipped around, and it's probably going to go against, Funk. Uh-oh, we're in trouble now here. Funk got hit with a rebound foul, and it's going to put Weber State, one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the country, to the line.
Yeah, on that last defensive possession, Shulga and Ryland got mixed up on communication. Shulga, both of them ended up going to the baseline, leaving for Blanken a wide open 3-pointer. Defensive breakdowns are really costing the Aggies and giving the Wildcats shots, and give the Wildcats credit. They're knocking them down.
You get down 7 with 1:55, and Jones is more than capable of hitting both. He's an 86% free throw shooter. Now you're in a real big, you're in a jam, to say the least. Stunned Aggie crowd here in Logan. Here comes Dylan Jones and makes the free throw. He'll have one more. Aggies, after this one's going to hit the road to Hawaii. As they bring out the mop crew, clean up a little bit.
And Weber hasn't shot it great from the free throw line tonight. But like you said, one of the top free throw shooting teams in the country. Utah State, you think about a couple front ends of 1-and-1s that they've dropped.
Here comes a free throw by Jones. Second one is up and no good. 2-possession game. That's huge. All right, here comes Shulga. Aggies desperately need points on this possession. Ashworth to Shulga. Who's going to make a play? Back to Ashworth. Ashworth comes around a screen. Leaves it back for Shulga. Shulga drives. Shulga takes the floater in the lane, gets it to go. 4-point game. Aggies want a timeout. 71-67. Now it's going to come down to stops.
Yeah, absolutely, which we haven't been able to get up to this point. Obviously, coach is going to drop some full court pressure. Z Hamoda's going to check into the game. He's just going to tell his team, you have to get a stop here, and or else this game is probably out of reach.
Yeah, can't foul. We'll go ahead and keep it here. Remember, the next Aggie Coaches Show featuring Ryan Odom will be Monday, January 9th at 6 o'clock at Ruby's Pizzeria and Grill, 1400 North, 795 East in Logan. Coach Odom's on the show each week. You're able to interact and ask questions and get a free appetizer, too. Ruby's proud host of the Aggie Coaches Show. But remember, you got a while. January 9th will be the next one. All right, both teams have made, well, actually, Utah State's made 5 out of the last 7. Weber State's made 5 out of the last 5, including 4 straight three-pointers. Actually, excuse me, before that last 2, they'd made 4 straight three-pointers. Just amazing how when Utah State made their run, Weber State answered right back.
Yeah, it came right back with it. You know, it's interesting. You think about what Weber State has done coming out of timeouts, the previous possessions. They've gone to 2 in the post. Set a pick and roll, hope for the switch, but if not, went down to 2 in the post. Look for them to try to run as much clock as they can if they can get through this press and post 2 up and see if they can go one-on-one.
All right, Weber State with 1:37 left to go in the game leads by 4, 71-67. Dylan Jones will inbound. Aggies are going to pressure the inbound. As they finally get it to Verplanken, back to Jones. Rylan Jones tries to harass him, but he's able to get it back to Verplanken. 20 on the shot clock. Aggies just want to play good defense, not foul, and get a rebound. Most importantly, do not give up a bucket.
Ballard has done a great job of getting downhill.
Ballard does just that. Takes the long floater. It's up. It's good. He knocks it from about 15 feet out. Mid-range game working for Weber State. Aggies might need a 3 here. Atkin to Rylan Jones. Jones around the screen. Jones driving. Jones attack. Get the bucket and the foul. Yes, sir. Rylan Jones. Aggies needed that in the worst way. 73-69 with a free throw coming up. And that's just Mr. Smooth Operator knowing how to draw a foul.
That's exactly right. He got in there, put his body into him, hung in the air. As long as Rylan Jones can hang in the air, and was able to finish.
Rylan Jones, that's only his second field goal on 2 attempts. Free throw is good. And it's a 1-possession game. 73-70. Can the Aggies get the stop they need? 1 minute left to go in the game. Here comes Verplanken.
They're going to run the exact same action that's ultimately going to lead to Ballard in the downhill pick and roll, I would imagine.
Verplanken back to Kohler, over to Jones. 12 seconds on the shot clock, 10.
Here's Ballard.
Here comes Ballard lining up Stephen Ashworth. 7, 6, 5, slips it back to Kohler. Kohler drives, Kohler shot, goes over the standard, and it'll be Utah State's ball with 31 seconds left. Into the game will come Taylor Funk. Do you try to go for the tie, or you get the easy, or try to get a quick 2?
Well, Scott, that's a great question. I think in this situation, 31 seconds, you keep the game as long as possible, and you go for a quick 2. In my mind, that's what you do.
Ashworth gets the inbound. Here we go. Aggies down 3. 27 seconds left. Ashworth gives it to Funk. Funk for 3. Missed it. And the rebound pulled down by Ballard. Now the Aggies definitely have to foul. Ballard leaves it back to Verplanken, and now the foul is going to be called. Ballard's going to go to the line. They wanted Funk to take that shot, didn't they?
Steven kicked it to him, saw him in the corner, no hesitation from Funk, and it's one that you want. If it goes in, it's a great shot, and if not, you're thinking, well, we wanted to get a quick 2.
It's still a 1-and-1 here. It'll send Ballard to the line. Ballard is going to the line. Aggie fans, now remember, it's a 1-and-1. Ballard's free throw is good. Back to a two-possession game, 74-70. One more free throw coming up for Ballard. Waiting, shot up and good. 2 for 2. All right, Aggies need a bucket quick. Shulga crosses the timeline, double team. Needs to get rid of it. Finally gives it to Ashworth. Ashworth pump fakes back to Funk. Funk takes the quick three. No good, off the back of the iron. Ashworth tries to fight for it. Funk comes away with it, leaves it back for Ashworth, and he's fouled, but it's all going to be for naught, folks. Utah State's going to lose this game. 75-70, 1 second left. The Aggies are going to go to the line.
This is a hard one. Steve's got to make the first two, has to miss the second.
He's got 3 free throws.
You've got to line Bairstow, and this is where these guys aren't paying attention, but they've got to line Bairstow up, free throw line extended, Shulga right free throw line extended, and hope that the tip out can get to another 3.
Ashworth, first free throw good. And I imagine Utah State's going to call a timeout probably after this second free throw.
Yeah, it looks like Dixon's grabbing the board so they can drop where they want everyone to be.
Weber State made 6 out of their last 7 field goals in this game. Now Utah State calls a timeout. They're going to figure out how to miss a free throw, tap it out. I guess no. Here we go. No timeout, excuse me. So here we go. Utah State is going to try to miss this on purpose, tap out for a 3. And now here comes the Aggie timeout.
Yep.
You spend a lot of time on practice working on these?
No. No, that's why they're calling a timeout to draw it up. But they got Trevin in there, and then Dan as well. And the goal is you've just got to crash the boards, hit it out. The clock starts the minute they hit it out, and they're just angling Funk at one side and Shulga on the other side, and they've got to get a shot up immediately.
75-72. To say it realistically, Utah State needs a miracle to send this game into overtime.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There's a chance. Not a good one. This is going to be heartbreaking here for Utah State, though. Leading by 18 in the first half, incomplete control, and dropping a game to a 4-7 Weber State team.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough loss for the Aggies. Obviously, not what everyone was expecting starting the game and then even at halftime. But give Weber State a ton of credit for battling in that second half.
All right, here we go, folks. What can the Aggies pull off here with 1.5 seconds left? Ashworth is going to try to miss this on purpose. Back iron, tipped, and there's the horn. Scramble for the ball, and Weber State runs to midcourt as the Wildcats celebrate a huge upset victory over Utah State. Aggies drop it to the Wildcats, 75-72. We'll kick off our post-game show next on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield.